Space is full of amazing facts and mysterious riddles, but you don't have to look for them in the depths of distant galaxies. One of the most interesting space objects is right next to us. It's the moon, the origin of the moon. Scientists already know quite well the reasons for the origin of various planets, stars, black holes, and even entire galaxies. But about the origin of the closest to us space object, despite its good study, there are still doubts. Some believe that the moon and the Earth were formed at the same time from a gas dust cloud, and others say that the moon is just a passing object that was captured by the Earth. Recently, however, a third theory has become the most widely accepted. It is claimed that several billion years ago, protoplanet Earth, Gaia, collided with protoplanet Theia. As a result of this collision, the debris was thrown into orbit, and subsequently, it was from them that our satellite was formed. The dark side of the moon. Everyone is familiar with the statement that the moon always faces the Earth on one side. This is because the period of rotation of the moon around its own axis coincides exactly with the period of its rotation around the Earth. Such amazing accuracy, of course, cannot be the result of mere coincidence, and this has given rise to some pseudoscientists to put forward the thesis that our moon is an object of artificial origin, although in fact everything is explained by the mutual attraction of the two objects, moon and sun. Everyone has heard of solar eclipses, and many have even seen one. They occur when the moon, moving around the Earth, comes between our planet and the sun and completely or partially obscures it. This is due to another amazing coincidence. The fact that the moon is 400 times closer to us than the sun, and at the same time its diameter is less than the diameter of the sun about 400 times. Therefore, for an observer from Earth, the sizes of the moon and the sun seem almost the same, and the moon can cover the sun. Atmosphere. The moon's atmosphere is 10 trillion times less dense than Earth's, and consists mainly of hydrogen, helium, neon, and argon. Because of the extreme rarefaction of the atmosphere, there is no twilight on the moon, and the change between day and night is almost instantaneous. For the same reason, shadows on the moon are much darker than Earth's shadows. It is a completely contrasting world without any halftones. During the American lunar missions, as soon as astronauts walked into a shadow, for example from the landing module, they could no longer work because they could not even see their hands and feet. Lunar burial. Eugene Shoemaker is an American scientist, planetologist, founder of a new scientific direction, astrogeology. He dreamed all his life to visit space, but due to health problems, he was never able to do it. According to his will, he became the first person whose remains were buried on the moon. Eugene Shoemaker's ashes were delivered to the moon aboard the Lunar Prospector spacecraft. The owner of the moon is Dennis Hope of Nevada. In the mid-1970s, when it seemed that practical exploration of the moon would begin very soon, the United Nations became concerned about its legal status. The result was a treaty under which no state could arrogate to itself the right of exclusive ownership of any space objects and the territory on them. However, the American Dennis Hope noticed that the treaty referred exclusively to organizations and states, but not to individuals. Therefore, he unilaterally declared himself the owner of the moon and organized a lunar embassy on Earth, on behalf of which he sent diplomatic notes to all states to justify his right. You can laugh at this weirdo, but he became a millionaire rather quickly by selling lunar plots. Avatars on the moon. The famous sci-fi movie Avatar was released in 2009. In February 2010, NASA presented a new project for the development of the moon. It assumes that research and construction of objects on the moon will be carried out by robot avatars. In this case, it will not be necessary to create special living modules and life support systems, which can significantly simplify and accelerate the task. To control robot avatars, NASA experts suggest using high-tech suits of remote presence, combined with a virtual reality system. Let's see what kind of project will be born in NASA after watching the movie The Martian.